This is the Olympus AF1 compact camera from 1986. Tonight I'm taking it to a punk rock show to see if I can recreate those old black and white punk rock photos from the 70s and 80s. Let's go. Tonight is a really special night in the Chiang Mai punk rock community. Canadian punk vocalist Ange Morris passed away this month, and 6 local bands are performing a memorial concert to show some love. She was a great friend to many and one hell of a musician. Her contributions to the local punk rock scene were unrivaled, and she will be missed dearly. Rest in punk, Ange. To capture the memories, I asked my friends at Negative Film Lab for a film camera that could take vintage punk rock concert photos. I've always loved the style and thought the aesthetic would be a good fit for the event. My friend Mama was generous enough to let me borrow his 35mm Olympus AF1 Infinity camera. He said it's super easy to operate and has that direct flash look that I'm looking for. The AF1 was the world's first weatherproof, fully automatic 35mm compact camera, earning its nickname Nirapika, or Wet Flash in Japan. It was the first in the Olympus AF series. The lens is a 35mm f2.8 with a minimum focal range of 2.46 feet. I love this closer distance so I could get tight portrait shots, something I couldn't quite achieve with the Konica Tomato. The Tomato is really fun though, and there's a link to that review in the description. The AF1's autofocus is really cool too. You just frame your shot and press the button. That's it. It does everything else for you, including deciding whether or not the flash is on. For batteries, it takes the weird CRP2 lithium, and loading the AF1 is insanely easy. You pop in your film, close the back door, and let the automatic film advance do its thing. It was nice to not manually load film like the Kodak H35 for a change. For film, I'm using one of my favorite 35mm black and white film stocks, Ilford XP2 Super 400. It has chunky grain size and is a remarkably high contrast film. I wanted something gritty and raw for the shoot, and the XP2 delivers on all fronts. Once I got my film loaded, I started heading into town. The Moat House is our favorite gig venue right in the heart of Chiang Mai. It's a popular spot for local indie and punk bands to host concerts. This is my friend and drummer Sean and his lovely wife Gay. Sean organized most of the event, and to get things started, he introduced our friend and first musician of the night, Rosalie. Okay, so the coolest part about this camera is the autofocus. You aim and then you shoot. Because the AF1 does everything else, I was instantly at ease while shooting. I was able to just concentrate on capturing all the little moments. If you're new to film or get anxious in high-energy situations like a rock concert, then the AF1 could be your perfect camera. I can't think of an easier camera to operate with this level of image quality. Because the AF1 runs on autofocus, you'll want to place the most important part of your subject in the small center brackets. So just know that whatever you frame in the middle of your composition will be mostly in focus. You also have the option of using the focus lock button to better set your focus, but I found this feature to be cumbersome and just stuck to centering subjects. The XP2 film paired nicely with the AF1, but you could experiment with any black and white 35mm film. I found the XP2 to have that classic chunky grain size and also super sharp. Something else I noticed about the film was the haze around the highlights. Always clean your lens before shooting, something that I didn't do. While definitely a rookie mistake, I actually found the smudged highlights to work well for this shoot. The glow made for a vintage aesthetic that rocked. The AF1 is so easy to operate, I was able to hand it over to my photographer friend Lexi while my band Lunch performed. And yes, absolutely we are called Lunch. She picked the camera up and fired away. While our friends Nick and Rosalie joined us on stage, she was able to use the AF1's wider 35mm lens to get all the musicians in frame. While shooting wider is successful with the camera, I really love getting up close and intimate. While Chiang Mai's notorious two-piece band Bobkat played, I tried getting up close and tight. I found the AF1 to be most successful at this focal distance. As the last band, the Murrays, hit the stage, I really started appreciating the AF1's durability. It was the world's first weatherproof, fully automatic 35mm camera, and the body really feels like it. It's strong and has a nice bulk to it. While the crowd started a mosh pit, I was able to get right in the mix and not worry about taking camera damage, something I couldn't do with a lot of other cameras. Overall, the night was a huge success, and I think the photos turned out really well. For a camera that's now over 35 years old, I think you'll be extremely pleased with the results. The Olympus AF1 Infinity is easy to use, sharp, and very durable. Match it up with a nice monochromatic film and you've got yourself a punk rock photo machine. Thank you so much for watching this camera review, and please like and subscribe for more photo content.